From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New York Giants and the New Orleans Saints. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. Here's Khalif Raymond to return. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And he powers his way up past the 30. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Here we go now.
On second down, here's Barkley. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. They'll look to throw now on first down. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, you need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10.
No, check, Patriot!
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he's got his man. Beckham. Touchdown, Giants. Odell Beckham. His 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Giants are going to take a first-quarter lead. Rosas now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The first down throw here for Rivers. They'll set up the screen down to Kamara. They showed up a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. A good first down call as the screen play gets them 9.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And now running right through it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
He's got a man open. It's Cameron Meredith. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. And that one results in 35 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, Delta! 12.
From the red zone now, Rivers. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I'd say the staff that's up in the booth watching the game, they may want to file that one away. See how fast the free safety closed to make that play? Might want to check into a throw the next time.
On 3rd down, Rivers. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Will Tye, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Lutz with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Shepard. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep. 7
yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Looking to throw. Open man right side is Ingram. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll set up a throw. He dumps it off to Barkley. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of the times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. Those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Clock runs, less than a minute to go, and an entertaining first quarter of play. Now they'll run it on the toss. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. 7 yards there on the 1st down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. They'll set up to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. And here he'll get it down to the 7. His first catch, good for 8 and a 1st down. Oh, how about this on 1st and goal? And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Odell Beckham with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Giants are in for 6. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Rosas now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout as there's a Saints player down here on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. First down, Rivers. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on it at 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Hey, go orange 5-4. Load it! Load it!
A 2nd down throw for Rivers. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Hurry up, here we go. 3:19. 3:19.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Shepard. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Here's a give to Barkley. And they can't bring him down. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. It's a nice pickup at 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. And this defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
The crowd here in the Dome making things difficult. 3rd and goal. On play action, they'll throw. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Aldrick Rosas now to try the Giants field goal. And Rosas puts this one through. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. They had it 1st and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
After the field goal, here's Rosas to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Saints coming out now to take the field. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, and it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. There to stop him on the defensive side, Lorenzo Carter.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Rivers now on 2nd down. being chased down. Now a hit, and Rivers lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Rivers on 3rd and 2. And he's got Will Tye complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. It was Josh Sweat who got him down on the defensive side. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. Now a second down throw for Rivers. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A good pickup there of 20 yards. A nice little completion there by Phillip Rivers. And you and I were reading the article yesterday, 5th grade. Rivers had to do a project where he had to make a poster about his dreams and aspirations. So he clipped out a football player from a magazine article and pasted his face on the helmet. That's what he wanted to be, and it turned out okay.
Not so bad at all. Remember, he's the son of a coach. And on that play, I think he made the old coach proud with that completion.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Delta! Hey, left.
Working out of the gun, Rivers. He's going to let it go deep for the... Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Saints are back within a score. A diving catch for the score he laid out. That was special.
And you know the first thing they're going to check, right? Did he complete the process of the catch? All the way through, all the way to the ground. Ball doesn't hit the ground without control in his hands. All of that, yes. Check the box, touchdown.
And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Throw left side complete. That's Shepard. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
This quarterback now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. The pitch goes to Barkley. Fights off the defender. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, Gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. They'll look to throw. They'll let it go deep for Beckham, and he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. And the Giants send out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it. And we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
To throw, Rivers. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. And on 3rd and inches, we're going to get a whistle and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a signal and a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play.
Here we go. Hey, Delta! Set! 380!
Rivers now to throw on 1st down. Now a hit, and Rivers lost the football. But fortunately, the Saints were able to hold on to it, so they will indeed keep possession. You want the 3rd quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. So we come upon halftime here with the visiting Giants out on top. Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. Touchdown, New Orleans. In for the score. And the Saints are able to cash in for 6.
We've sat in a lot of meetings, and they always talk about the offense taking advantage of beginning a half. But special teams coaches don't listen to that. They want to take advantage with their own unit, and they just did.
Yeah, they trailed in the locker rooms, and they changed that immediately.
I think they drew that one up special. That felt like something he pulled out of his pocket that he'd been holding for a while, and they were able to use it effectively.
And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the 3rd quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. but overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Check, Patriot! Patriot! Gone! 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 Gone!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. Incomplete, almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Gone! 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 Gone!
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
White! Set! Run 80!
Following the interception here, Rivers. He'll air it out deep for 10. This is caught inside the 15. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A gain of 39 that time. So now, following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. And let's check on the call. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Here's another 1st and goal, but from a little further back this time following the penalty. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. And now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's 3rd and goal. From the gun, Rivers. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So he splits the uprights, and it has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good. Yeah,
just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And New York set to take the field. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw to Barkley on the check down. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
He'll look to throw. throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Evan Ingram was the intended target. Third down here.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him to find him. Find him.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Back to throw here. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney.
He'll drop to throw. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. This quarterback now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. The toss out to Barkley. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
They'll run it again with Barkley. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
When you've got a big guy like that in your backfield who runs as a big man and breaks tackles, it is paramount for a defense to have extra defenders in his vicinity at all times. Because you got to figure he's going to break through the first guy. You're going to need tacklers 2, 3, 4 in order to get him down. Because if you don't, he can continue to run and run it really, really well.
It'll be a pickup of 8 and a good first step there with 2nd and goal coming up. Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? They come out here in the eye. And Barkley will try to punch it in. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. The crowd here in the Dome making things difficult. 3rd and goal. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
No movement from the field goal unit. They've got 4 full yards to go here on 4th and goal to hit pay dirt, but they're going to go for it. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. The run on 4th and goal from the 4 is stopped short. And the Saints able to come up with a goal line stand. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Eli Apple up from his corner spot to make the play.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Second down, Rivers. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Thomas the intended target, and it'll bring up third down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot, but they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall. So
the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Throwing, Rivers. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on third down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. Fielded at the 33. Back now here live in New Orleans. Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10.
Leopard! Leopard! Gone! 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 Gone!
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on it at second down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. A handoff to Barkley. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. Again, it's Barkley. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Now a toss right to Barkley. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
They'll drop to throw. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They go play action here on first down. Over the middle of the backer. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Back-to-back 11-yard gains, and they've got another first down. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now.
Detroit!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Forced out to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Oh, that one got away from him. Short distance kick missed. No good. Way wide to the right. And this score will stay right where it is. So from nothing less there than chip shot distance, a tough miss from the right hash mark.
Well, this is just a wobbler. I mean, he knows he's got to get it going left, but that was right all the way.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Defensively, no doubt they need a quick stop. Offensively here, maybe do you put it in the air on 2nd down, or do you go ahead and keep it on the ground, keep that clock moving?
A lot of people would ask that question, partner, because sometimes throwing the ball might actually be the path of least resistance. But in this case, it's a matter of trust. How much do you trust your quarterback? Because you throw the ball and it goes awry, you really don't look smart as a coach.
Yeah, and then you stop that clock. And that's caught inside the 35. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 53 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
A 10th carry for Kamara. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine.
Hey, ready, 380!
Again, it's Kamara. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now a pitch out to Kamara. Even with the good move he showed, he'll be brought down short of the 15. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Rivers. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And, all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit, being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team, because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there, we've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Call it an even 20 yards on the pickup. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Marshawn Lattimore right there on the coverage. He was draped all over it. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
On 3rd down, it's Grant. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time, as they're on him quickly once more. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
All right, now, look at 56. Look at.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off around the 41, and they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
A give. This is Kamara. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tackle made that time by Dalvin Tomlinson. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
They run it again with Kamara. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 8 yards on the run there, and that leaves him with 3rd and just a couple. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Saints, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Atlanta Falcons next week. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they'll drop to 9-5 on the year. And they'll be back home next week for a date with the Washington Redskins. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.